Yeah, when was the last time you saw her?
9:30.
Last night?
9:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time you saw her?
He pretended to be a father, a protector, even a man of honor. But behind that face was a darkness no one could imagine. This is the story of Henry Dinkens, who took the life of the one person he vowed to love and showed no remorse. What began as a typical missing child report quickly became a case that would shock the entire community of Davenport.
Continuing coverage tonight on the trial of Henry Dinkens, a man accused of killing 10-year-old Briasia Terrell back in 2020.
On the morning of July 10, 2020, Briasia was reported missing by her mother, Aisha Langford, who had expected her daughter to spend the night at the apartment of Henry Dinkens, her father figure. It might seem like a routine disappearance, but it quickly raised alarms. Soon, nothing about this case would be routine.
You don't have nothing with you right now. Okay, that's fine. Have we called family?
I've called everybody. I have my uncle out riding around. My mom's on her way out here. My
We've been
friend's on their way
everywhere.
out
We've
here.
been every fucking where.
And she's gonna be with a friend inside some apartment.
That's
most
why I
likely.
just said
When investigators began questioning Henry, he was calm and detached. His inconsistent statements and apparent confusion immediately drew suspicion. He couldn't recall basic information, his own address, his phone number, or his daughter's whereabouts. Something was off. Every response seemed rehearsed, yet incomplete.
Good phone number for you?
I don't know the number part. It's out there, but
Okay. And then the address is your address up there?
No,
or?
no. I live in my mobile.
And where's that?
I don't know the address. I just know it's right there by Nestle Parinas. Right there, right there. That's that.
And what is that?
It's a mobile home.
Mobile home? And is it on Schmidt Road?
Yes, yes.
And what does it look like?
It's all white. It's got King Highway on it.
King Highway?
Yep.
And say if I were to go on Rockingham.
All you gotta do is go down. You will see them.
On Schmidt, take a left on Schmidt Road.
Take the Schmidt Road, go down.
Officers began by retracing Briasia's last known moments. The night before, she and her brother DL had gone to sleep at Henry's apartment. By morning, Briasia was gone. Henry claimed he had checked on her, that she had been in bed, but the timeline didn't add up. The details shifted with every question.
And then they took their showers, and then they got into bed. You know, me and Andrew laid down. I got up, I left, came back.
What time did you leave around?
I don't even remember, sir. I mean,
and what the sleeping arrangements? How is that? Like who sleeps where in the house? And
I mean, the kids were in Andrew's room.
Okay.
Me and Andrew was sitting out in the living room.
Okay.
We was in the living room.
Detectives turned their attention to the apartment. Henry's girlfriend, Andrea, had been present that night. She said Briasia was asleep when she went to bed, but she hesitated when asked to let officers inside. That pause was small, almost imperceptible, yet enough to raise suspicion.
What's that? Listen, I go on all sorts of places. I don't care how big it is. What's that? Yeah. What's her name again? Was there any fights or arguments or anything last night? Bree is her name? Where was she sleeping at? Your bed? So where were you guys sleeping at last night? You guys slept out here?
Detectives began a methodical investigation, piecing together timelines and movements. Security footage revealed troubling details. Henry left the apartment that morning, supposedly to search for Briasia. He claimed he drove aimlessly with DL, looking for her, but evidence would soon show a different story. Officers discovered that he had gone to a local store where he bought bleach and other cleaning supplies. Small actions, but they hinted at the planning of a man carefully attempting to conceal his crime.
What is Mr. Dinkens doing at this point in time?
He's placing 2 bottles of chloro testimony, or any interviews that I had with her.
Okay. All right, now, is there a view of the transaction when he purchases those items?
There is.
Okay? And then as far as the video feed that we're going to be playing, what number is assigned to that?
12.
Where is the purchase made from?
Self-checkout.
What time are we looking at on our counter right now?
It's approaching 7:08 a.m.
For a written record, what is Mr. Dinkens doing?
He has scanned one bottle of bleach, but from the receipt we can tell that he scans it twice to pay for 2 bottles.
By mid-morning, it became evident that Briasia had not simply wandered off. Detectives began mapping out every location Henry had visited that morning, attempting to verify his account against physical evidence and witness reports. Each clue shows suspicion and patterns of planning.
This is security footage of Henry Dinkens entering a quick stop on 53rd Street at 3:30 a.m., the night Briasia Terrell went missing. Footage Dinkens was unaware law enforcement had at the time of his initial interview.
Back at the station, detectives pressed further. Henry couldn't account for his movements. He described multiple trips out of the apartment, yet no consistent timeline emerged. Every gap, every lame answer added to the suspicion. Investigators were trying to connect the hours before Briasia vanished.
And then did you go to Quick Shop in Impala? Or is it a different car that you...
Yes, I went
in the Impala. Okay. Got cigarettes, and then you went straight back. Okay.
That took about 35
Quick Shop on 53rd, is that the...
That's the one by West High School.
West, or by North High School, you mean?
North High School.
Suspiciously, Henry's car was missing when he arrived at the station. Officers learned it was parked just a block away, a deliberate choice. He had changed his shoes before entering, a small detail that would later prove significant.
What my sister got to do with this?
Well, just...
She wasn't...
So I know the address so I can look it up, you know what I mean?
McQuay.
McQuay?
Yes.
Can you spell that for me?
McQuay.
Anita is just Nita?
Nita.
So then you went there, but you said they were out of town. You didn't make any contact there?
No.
And then where'd you go after that?
Here.
Here? Okay.
Here.
Oh, and then...
Well, they told me to give them... when I talked to the officer, I said, well, I want to at least have my mom and my sister come down with me. And she said, okay, well, just be down here by... I think it was the female. She said, come down by... Can you be down there by 12? I said, yeah, I can make it down there by 12.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I left from there, when I left from my sister's house, I came straight here.
Okay. And then, so how is your car not here? You know what I mean?
I came straight here.
I get that, but the car that you were driving was the Impala, and the Impala's not here.
I didn't say I was driving the Impala.
Well, you came in the Impala.
I never said I was driving the Impala.
So you left the apartments in the Impala, right?
Yes.
Okay, so at what point did you not have the Impala?
Meanwhile, DL, the 8-year-old brother, was interviewed. He described sitting in the car while Henry removed items from the trunk, including bleach and a large knife. His testimony was clear and consistent. It confirmed suspicions that Henry had prepared to cover his tracks, even with his young son present.
Where were you?
In the car. I had to sit in the car by myself.
You sat in the car? Did you see your dad get anything out of the car?
He complained he grabbed some bleach, and what I saw in his trunk, he pulled it out. It was a knife.
He had some bleach?
Mm-hmm.
And a knife?
Yeah. Bleach and knife.
What kind of knife?
It's a big knife.
Psychologically, Henry began to crack. The pressure of repeated questioning, coupled with evidence of his preparations, revealed a level of discomfort he could not fully conceal. Officers used this, carefully guiding the discussion toward accountability.
I don't remember. No, their cousin or TT or somebody. I know that they said somebody lived around the area. I am not for sure who it was. You know what I'm saying? They don't live in the building complex, but around somewhere. I don't even know who it was. I don't even know who it was.
Gotcha.
While that, the investigators explained the consequences, highlighting that cooperation could provide clarity while obstruction would only worsen his legal standing. Henry's attempts to frame his actions as a result of confusion or oversight failed against the weight of physical and testimonial evidence.
With my phone, that's all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
personal.
to be able to download, we would need the passcode. But,
like I said,
which just helps speed up any suspicion we would have of you.
But I don't understand how I got suspicious with my own kids, man. These are my kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I'm just saying it would clear any suspicion.
Silence became another tool. Officers asked direct questions and let the pauses work. Henry's breathing changed. His answers got shorter. He shifted in his seat, showing discomfort he couldn't cover, even without admitting anything. His behavior showed he was under pressure.
Who else was moving around looking?
Andrea?
Andrea drove around?
No, walking around.
Walking around. Like walking around the apartment complex, or walking like
walking
further?
Around complexes. And then further. I don't know where else she walked to. She just told me she was walking around looking.
Gotcha.
Aisha mom was looking. Aisha auntie was looking. Aisha was looking. Aisha uncle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So.
And so, was there any texts going around like about this situation, or is it just the phone calls?
I think there was like 1 or 2 texts.
1 or 2 texts,
if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And so, would you be fine if we downloaded the phone to have the call logs and the texts?
For what reason?
To corroborate everything here.
Henry's resistance escalated when authorities requested access to his phone. He initially offered to show call logs, but refused to provide his passcode. The phone became a critical piece of evidence, revealing searches and communications that confirmed detectives' suspicions.
Yeah, cool.
Now, what do you want to look at? I can show you anything and everything.
Was there... That's from a couple days ago. Yeah.
No, that was from when I got. That's from when I got my kids to the conversation when they went to bed. Where was it? I think it's "Good night, Mom." You know what I'm saying?
His criminal history became relevant. As a convicted S*X offender, he had a documented pattern of harmful behavior. The court didn't need to speculate. The record showed it. They pointed out that his past actions in the current case followed a similar pattern: secrecy, manipulation, and control. This wasn't a sudden mistake. It aligned with previous behavior.
And the state asserts that Mr. Dinkens underestimated this child and realized that this child was not going to keep what happened between them a secret. And so therefore, that being said, he had to murder that child so nobody would know that he sexually.
As evidence mounted, investigators believed the RV was where the initial assault took place. Then, returning briefly to the apartment, Henry gathered items, likely a firearm or other tools, before leaving again. Andrea, his girlfriend unaware of his actions, observed Briasia outside the apartment at one point, but failed to question the father figure, illustrating how subtly Henry manipulated the situation to avoid scrutiny.
And about time we're talking, he's inside the room in a closet, grabbing something. What is he grabbing? I do not know. But while he's grabbing that, I looked out the window and saw Briasia outside of the car. So now my heart's like, okay. She is with him, she's safe, but yeah, it just seemed weird to me, but...
Henry's movements that night were calculated to collect evidence. After committing the murder, he returned to the apartment to change his shoes, concealing mud from the wooded area where Briasia's body would later be discovered. He thought nobody would ever know what sin he had committed.
The news story came on and broadcasted that they were continually looking for her, and he would state that they're never going to find her.
Dinkens said to me they would never find her.
Briasia's remains were eventually found in a wooded area near Davenport, confirming the worst fears of investigators and her family.
I can't even talk the fuck?
The discovery provided critical closure on the physical evidence, allowing authorities to corroborate the timeline and methods of her murder. Forensic analysis confirmed the sequence of acts, including the use of a firearm and other tools.
So again, the remains are mainly in this main concentration in the area where they were first found, around that area where the skull was found. During the hands and knee search, we just found little elements. We found some fingernails, some hand or foot bones, slightly away from that concentration.
The legal proceedings uncovered the nature of the investigation and presented records and eyewitness accounts.
It's just not something that you see every day. So I picked it up and kind of just sat where I was and looked around, and that's when we found the other remains.
In court, the focus shifted to Henry's son. His testimony became one of the strongest pieces of evidence in the entire case. The confession of Henry's son was taken. Henry had meticulously planned the murder, controlled the movements of his daughter and son, and attempted to mislead law enforcement.
Either you were there when she was killed or you weren't.
I said, I guess.
I don't accept that answer, sir. Either you were there when she was shot or you weren't.
I was there. Damn.
So you were there?
Yes.
You saw your dad shoot Briasia Terrell?
Yes.
He told the court that he saw his father take Briasia away and that she never returned.
When you woke up the second time, what did you notice?
That she was gone.
When you say she, who are you talking about?
My sister.
In court, Briasia's mother gave a steady, controlled testimony. She described the last night she saw her daughter, explaining how quickly everything changed after Henry took her. She detailed the search efforts, the unanswered calls, and the growing certainty that something was wrong.
He wasn't necessarily communicating anything. He said that he was out looking for her and he was gonna make a police report.
Okay. When you spoke with Mr. Dinkens, did it become clear to you that he had not yet reported Briasia as missing?
Yes.
Did you question him as to why he would not have reported Briasia missing?
I don't recall.
When questioned further, the victim's mother stated clearly, in front of everyone, that she had agreed with the boy's statement. As he said, he was there when it happened. The courtroom went silent at the moment described.
He told you that he was present, that Henry Dinkens shot his sister, right?
Yes, that's what he said.
The kind of boy that likes to exaggerate?
Depends on the situation. Not about his sister, though.
Okay.
The jury examined every step, from the initial disappearance to the recovery of Briasia's body, highlighting that Henry made an effort to commit and conceal his crimes. Finally, after jury observation, he was accused of first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping.
To prepare her for her testimony, we had discussions. Briasia's little body is still in the custody of the Iowa State Medical Examiner's Office. And so as a part of that discussion, I indicated that once the sentencing was done, I would then contact the State Medical Examiner's Office and ask for the release of the body. Once we finish this particular proceeding, I will make that call.
The sentencing reflected the gravity of the crime. Henry Dinkens received 2 mandatory life sentences without the possibility of parole.
Good evening, John. Now, Henry Dinkens faced 2 mandatory life sentences. That's after he was convicted of first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping.
Briasia's mother, Aisha, remained at the center of the emotional fallout. Her testimony, her grief, and her real truth provided both legal and moral grounding for the case. The court proceedings allowed her to give voice to the devastating loss she endured, emphasizing the human cost behind the evidence.
The amount of pain I felt and feel that no mom should ever have to feel, because man, that stuff hurts real bad in a different spot. I didn't even know it existed until you, Henry Dinkens, changed that for me. Broke my trust and emotions I had the day you took my baby girl from me and just gunned her down like she was nothing and left her and never said a word at all. It's really painful that a statement could bring so much anger.
This case also emphasized the subtle ways perpetrators manipulate perception. Henry's calm attitude, selective statements, and apparent cooperation were designed to mislead authorities, showing the importance of careful observation, forensic analysis, and continuous questioning by investigators. The murder of Briasia Terrell by Henry Dinkens is a chilling example of familial violence. The reconstruction of events, combined with effective interrogation and forensic evidence, ensured that justice was served and that the truth of this tragic event was fully revealed. Evil doesn't always appear as a stranger. Sometimes it sits inside a home, silent until it's too late. Stories like this remind us how danger can hide in familiar faces. If this case shook you, share it, stay alert, and protect the people who trust you. And don't forget to subscribe for more true crime breakdowns that expose the darkness behind everyday lives.